Okay, we'll look at some of the homework problems that are in Section 5.5. This deals with the greatest common divisor and the least common multiple of a set of numbers. Let's say we want to find the greatest common divisor, or the GCD, and the least common multiple, or the LCM, of the following. In Part A, you got 20 and 15, and in Part B, we got 25, 250, and 100. Let's start with Part A, finding the greatest common divisor of 20 and 15. Now, in your textbook, they do have techniques for finding the greatest common divisor. But in this case, I'm going to show you how to use the graphing calculator to calculate the greatest common divisor. All right, in this case here, using your TI-83 plus or TI-84 plus calculator, let's press this key called the Math key. Okay. Now, the next thing we're going to use the right arrow key to go to NUM, which is the number key. And then we're going to use the down arrow key to find GCD. Now, under number 8, you're going to see LCM, and under number 9, you're going to find the GCD. Okay? So here you'll select GCD, which is number 9. You can press enter, or you can press the number 9 key for the GCD. And then our two numbers that we're dealing with are 20 and 15. So you type in 20, and the comma is this key right here above the number 7. You're going to press that comma because you want to separate the 20 from the next number, which is 15. And then close your parentheses. And then finally you'll hit enter. And it will give you the greatest common divisor of 20 and 15, which is 5. So here to answer part A, the greatest common divisor of 20 and 15 would be 5. We also want to find the LCM of 20 and 15. Again, we can use the graphing calculator here. Just like we did for the GCD, we press the math key. We use the right arrow key to highlight NUM for the number key. Now, if you remember, when we pressed the down arrow key, under number 8 was the LCM. So we'll select number 8 for the LCM. And then we'll type in those same two numbers, 20 and a comma, then 15. Then close the parentheses. And then finally hit enter. As you can see, the least common multiple will be 60. So here, the least common multiple of 20 and 15 is 60. Now these are quite easy because with a GCD you can find the largest number that would go into 20 and 15, and then for the LCM you can use some of the techniques that were talked about on the Wimber presentations and in your textbook to find the least common multiple. But when we get into large numbers like this, I would recommend using your TI-83 or the TI-84 graphing calculator. Like in Part B, the GCD of 250 and 100. So, go to Math, right arrow to highlight NUM, and we're going to select number 9 for the GCD. And then this time, type in 250, comma, 100. Close parentheses, and hit enter. The GCD of 250 and 100 will be 50. And then the LCM of 250 and 100, well, this time we'll still go to Math, and then hit your right arrow key to highlight NUM for number. This time we select number 8 for LCM. And then type in 250, comma, 100. And close parentheses, then press enter. In this case, it'll be 500. So the least common multiple of 250 and 100 will be 500. So that's how you'll do problem number 1. Now problem number 2 has bigger numbers like 585 and 7,425, and you want to find the LCM and the GCD. All right, we're going to start with the LCM first. Let's use the calculator this time because those numbers are quite large. So we'll press the math, right arrow to NUM. LCM is under number 8, so you'll press the number 8 key for LCM. Then type in your 585, comma, 7425, close parentheses, and then hit enter. And you'll get 96,525. And if you did any other method that was in the textbook, you'll end up, it'll be time consuming. So here, not this one, using the calculator would be better. So 96,525 is your LCM. And it is a large number. Now the GCD, we use these same two numbers, but we press the math key and then right arrow to NUM. At this time, we're selecting number 9 for the GCD. And then we type in those same numbers, 585, comma, 7425, close parentheses. And then hit enter. Our GCD is going to be 45. So the greatest common divisor of 585 and 7,425 would be 45. And then number 3 is finding the LCM of this set of numbers. And they want you to do this mentally if possible. Okay, I'm going to do some of this mentally, and then the other part will be the calculator part, like 21, 147, and 63. Let's start by finding the LCM of 21 and 63. Because I know this. For 21, the multiples of 21 would be 21, 42, and 63. And if I stop at 63, I see that 63 is the lowest multiple for 21 and 63. So the LCM of 21 and 63 would be 63. And then I'm going to find the LCM of 63 and 147. And I'll use the calculator for that one. So here, if I press the math key and then go to NUM using the right arrow key, select number 8 for the LCM and type in that 63, comma, 147 and close the parentheses, then press enter. I'll see that is 441. So the LCM of 63 and 147 would be 441. That would make the LCM of those three numbers 441. Okay. All right, let's take a look at problem number 4. Here's another problem. Now these are big numbers also, so we'll use the TI-83 calculator on this one as well, where you're finding the LCM for the following pair of numbers: 2,233 and 25,193. In this case here, let's go to our graphing calculator and press the math key and use the right arrow for NUM. We're finding the LCM, so we'll select number 8. Now we're going to type in 2233 without the comma, and then press the comma because we want to separate that from the 25,193. Okay, then close your parentheses. And then hit enter. Now you see how big that number is? 8,036,567. That's the LCM of those two numbers. So here, to answer that question, it'll be 8,036,567. 567. And now here's some word problems that deal with least common multiple and greatest common divisor. Calvin has 3 alarm clocks which sounds at different intervals. Clock A goes off every 20 minutes, clock B every 25 minutes, and clock C every 30 minutes. Now, in this case here, the 3 clocks sound together every how many minutes? Okay, that means we need to find the least common multiple of 20, 25, and 30. So here we're finding the LCM of 20, 25, 30. Now we can use the calculator, but the downside of it is this. We can only do 2 numbers at a time using the graphing calculator. So here, let's do the 20 and the 25 first. The math key, go to NUM, select number 8. Let's use 20, 25, and then hit enter. So the least common multiple of 20 and 25 is going to be 100. Now let's use that 100 to find the least common multiple with 30. So math, NUM, and then select number 8 for your LCM. Now I'm going to take that 100 and pair that with the 30 and find this least common multiple, which will be, in this case, 300. So here the least common multiple of all 3 of those numbers will be 300. So that means that the 3 clocks will sound together every 300 minutes, or every 5 hours. All right, problem number 6 says, Midas has 40 silver coins and 100 gold coins. He wants to place his gold coins and his silver coins in stacks so that there are the same number of coins in each stack. What is the greatest number of coins that he can place in each stack? Well, the key word is greatest number of coins. So here we're finding the greatest common divisor of 40 and 100. Because it says what is the greatest number of coins, so we're finding the greatest common divisor of 40 and 100. And here we can use the calculator if you like. Press the math key, hit your right arrow key for NUM, and then you're going to select number 9 for the greatest common divisor. And we're looking for the greatest common divisor of 40 and 100, which is in this case 20. So here, the greatest number of coins that Midas can put in each stack would be 20 coins. All right, number 7. 2 bike riders ride around a circular path. The first rider completes 1 round in 8 minutes, and the second rider completes it in 12 minutes. If they both start at the same place and the same time and go in the same direction, after how many minutes will they meet again at the starting place? Well, in this case here, we have to use the LCM of these 2 numbers, 8 and 12. So we're finding the least common multiple of 8 and 12. And again, use the calculator if you like. Press the math key, right arrow to NUM for the number, select number 8 for the LCM, and then type in 8, 12, close parentheses, and hit enter, and that will be 24. So the 2 bikers will meet again at their starting place after 24 minutes. Because the LCM of 8 and 12 is 24. And finally, number 8. The hardware store sells bolts in packages of 5 nuts, bolts in packages of 5, nuts in packages of 4, and washers in packages of 6. What is the least number of bolts, nuts, and washers that can be purchased so that there's an equal number in each? Okay, the least number. So that's the LCM. We're dealing with 5 bolts, 4 nuts, 6 washers. So the least common multiple of 5, 4, and 6. Okay. Let's do the least common multiple of 5 and 4 first. So math, NUM, number 8, and then do 5, 6. That will be 30. And then for the least common multiple of 30 and 4, hit your math key, NUM, and then number 8 again. But this time we're going to do 30 and I did 5 and 6, so let's do 4. That's going to be 60. So here the least number of bolts, nuts, and washers that can be in each pack or can be purchased together would be 60. Okay, so this should be enough to assist you with some of the problems that are on the MyMathLab homework.